So the end of our first session, you guys had gone through the celebration for Ruby for the Hope Knife ceremony, where you guys drank and were merry and talked to Kirst and Roderick about joining the town guard maybe or becoming more involved with them. You know, you guys watched Brick interact with his family. You definitely watched Valdo's character get into some Bell's palsy phase with the alcohol.
Yeah, that was like, is there a word for more than sideways? Like completely upside fucking down?
It was an experience. So you guys just saw fucking Zerharsh just going full on. He was basically like Leonardo DiCaprio in the Quaaludes scene in Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh my god.
I know what you did, you piece of shit. What? Bread. It's one of the best parts of that movie.
It's so good.
Yeah. It's so good. And then after that, you encountered some wily town guard who were up to no good and didn't like that you guys won and were talking that shit. And what started out as a, I don't know, an altercation turned into something a little bit more. But everybody made it out with their lives, more or less.
That totally could have just been a fist fight, though.
Yeah, no, it's that's accurate. That's what you said there. Yep. From there, you guys had gone to sleep and woken up and saw a ruckus at the Ramble House and a gathering of people and people walking towards the building to find out from Curse that his brother Roderick had died. People were saying that he committed suicide, but he is fairly certain that it is more than that because he does not believe that Roderick would ever kill himself. But with his hands being full, now that everybody's looking to him, he has left it in your capable hands to investigate further for him, which is pretty cool. I believe he had given possible leads?
I don't recall. I think we left it at that. We left it at him, like, gonna talk to us about...
Well, you would ask some questions.
Yeah, we haven't really gotten to, like, ask him anything about, like, what was found out or anything. That I remember, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean... He basically told you, obviously, the crime scene is here at Ramble House.
Right.
You guys asked where the body was, I believe.
We did.
Yep. And the body is at the sanctuary until the funeral. That's, I think that's mostly it on overall clues that you guys had asked about.
We should probably look at the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that at? The that white building?
All right. Ramble House is building number B. Building F is the sanctuary. It's a old church of Iomade.
We should go there. We should go look. Investigate the room. Look for clues. Not assume that whoever was the first there found everything, because most of the people in this town are dumb.
That's fair.
I mean, to be fair, most of the people in this town are human, so...
Well, unless there's a clue hiding underneath a rock or metal object, I'm not going to have a much better perception check than any human.
What are you talking about? You're a champion.
All right, let's go to... where exactly are we right now?
You guys are actually in front of Ramble House.
Will they let... well, I mean, I guess we've been appointed as the investigators, so they don't have any choice but to let us in.
Yeah,
so.
they'll let you in. Yeah. So you guys walk into the Ramble House, and it is a pretty nice establishment, tavern. It's one of the only places really most people can stay, so it sees a lot of foot traffic. You see Cham Laringfast, who's a female halfling who owns the Ramble House, runs it. Most townsfolk know her to be fairly good-natured. She, nonetheless, you know, can be a little stuck up at times and everything like that, but yeah.
I want to say, hey, Cham, I heard you had a vacancy.
You're always so rude.
Too soon?
Nah, just joshing you. Where'd the murder happen?
It was up in one of my rooms.
Can
Yes.
you be a little more specific? Which one? We have to go look around a little bit.
Yes, of course, I can give you the key for it. I found his body in the morning when I knocked on the door to wake him up, as he had requested the night before, and there he was, lying on his bed, bloody and still, his vacant eyes gazing towards the ceiling.
The door was locked when you went to wake him up?
I honestly can't recall. I always have a key on me. I don't think I had to unlock the door.
Is there a window in the room?
Yes, there's a window in the room, but they also lock from the inside.
Was it open?
It was not.
Alright. Well, that's something at least.
Yeah, but
Did anybody coming after him?
No one's been in there since. If anybody wants, they can make a
Roll its sense motive for
check.
something. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Actually, who has? Actually, all of us can roll it, right? So. Let's see,
What is it? Sense motive?
Yeah.
Wisdom +2. Okay. 16, buddy.
16 is good enough. You guys think to yourselves that you could kind of possibly look at the you feel like she isn't really saying everything that she probably knows about this entirely, but you think you could also probably maybe look at like the registry and things of that nature.
Being the reader of
Are there a bunch?
that's probably my job.
Jesus.
Are there a bunch of fake names in it?
Is that Bill, is your character going to go and look through this?
Yeah, I'll go take a glance through the registry and see if anybody checked in around that time, checked out suspiciously quickly thereafter, anything like that. Anything that looks out of character for the area.
Well, you see that the only entry of note in the register is a single human man who rented the Ramble House's last room after Roderick had reserved his room, but before the patrol captain had checked in for the night. So this entry stands out because the guest's name has not been recorded in the register.
To go ask why that is. Where's the this little halfling?
Yeah.
There's no name on this entry. Is there a reason for that?
If you want, you may try to make somewhat of an intimidation check to really get your point across. She kind of looks uneasy as you're talking. Oh, there you go. Slapping some disrespect on the end of it.
Yeah, put some stank on it.
Yep. She kind of breaks down into, like, kind of almost fearful sobs and starts to, like, explain herself. He refused to give me his name, she manages between, like, kind of, like, breathing. And he paid me a fistful of gold. He said he'd be gone before sunrise. I didn't ask any more questions. I had no idea that something like this would happen.
Time for bad cop, worst cop. You're going to jail, halfling!
I don't remember any specific features about him. He was just a general person.
You were so scared of him that you can't remember anything about him.
She didn't say she
I'll
was...
cut her some slack. All humans look alike.
She didn't say she was scared of him. He just paid her a bunch of money.
Oh.
Yeah, she's more fearful that, you know, she didn't know what was going to happen. She kind of, like, helped in a sense. But yeah, she can give you a general description of him, but she doesn't remember any specific features that would, like, help identify him. Yeah. He just seemed like a dude. A very general,
All humans,
but
all
it is,
humans look alike.
yeah, like kind of, but it's kind of almost weird in a sense because she can't recall any specific features about him. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, did she get a flashy thingy?
no, I don't think she got flashy thing.
I guess just show us a room. I mean, Jesus.
Is there any way I could tell if she's been magically tampered with?
Yeah, you could probably make an Arcana check. Or you could make a specific perception check towards that, whichever one you'd rather make.
That.
If she's been altered in any way with hostile magic, it'd have to be really good because you don't detect anything.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd have to be something like super serious for you to not detect anything like that.
So this guy might just be a professional at this. He's just super good at, either disguising himself so that he hides his appearance, or he just is super good at just blending in. He might just be super average looking.
Yeah. She also continues to talk and mentions that a bunch of half-orcs and other thuggish tall folk came in about a week ago and reserved practically every free room in Ramble House, and she didn't recognize any of them from around town. But by the time Roderick's body was discovered, the travelers had already checked out. I guess she just thought that odd.
Hmm.
All right, well, let's see the room.
Yeah. You can tell she doesn't really like normal sized tall races very much.
Well, I mean, most of the inferior midget races don't.
All right, so you guys are going to go to Roderick's room, which is always fun. All right, so you go into this room. It's pretty basic. It's a sparse room. It contains only a single cot and a writing desk. The cot is a cheap affair with a straw-stuffed mattress, now stained red with blood, of course, and stripped of its linens. While the desk is a slightly nicer... What's up?
I nervously look at Orange John, waiting for him to knock it over.
That's the old me.
While the desk is a slightly nicer piece of furniture that has nonetheless been chipped and worn by time, obviously, but a cracked window in the southern wall is the only exit other than the room's door.
Are we in the room right now?
You guys are right outside of it looking in. You can go in if you'd like.
I possibly go in first?
Yeah.
And try to detect tracks to follow, possibly?
Yeah, you can try. You can see, obviously, the militia's already removed Roger's body, and there's just the mattress there and everything.
But, maybe near the window or...
Yeah, you can,
a suspicious place where tracks wouldn't be.
Yeah, you can look for, you can start looking around, basically, the floor. Overall, it's going to take you some time, though. Do you want to make a perception check for that now or in a little while?
I got time. Should that be perception or survival?
You could do either. Whatever's higher.
You get bonuses for tracking, right?
I don't know if I get bonuses for tracking. Just in general, I'd get bonuses for tracking my
favorite
enemy, but I don't know.
What is your favorite enemy?
No.
Man.
Giants.
All right, well, you take a moment. You're going to take a few minutes to do that. So what does everybody else want to do or look at in the room?
I'm going to try and not go into the room while he's inspecting it for signs of movement and passage by anybody that wasn't Roderick. So I'm just going to, from the door, use Detect Magic to see if I can pick anything up.
You do not.
How is this guy living in such shitty conditions?
Yeah. Eben Anvil rolling a 10 survival.
He's strong.
Very. You don't really notice anything, any different types of tracks or anything that sticks out on the ground or along the walls or anything.
What's this building made out of?
People.
Walls,
Yeah, no, it's made out of like
wood, and
like
plaster
wood
and
mostly, yeah.
I'll just look around. I'll make a perception check.
Yeah, I'll make.
Yeah,
a
no,
perception.
it's pretty much like wood and thatched roof.
I'll make a perception. I'll look on the like throughout the whole room. You know, like I'll check.
Do you guys want to look at anything specific? Or are you
I'll
all
check,
gonna
like,
are you
the
all
bed
gonna
and
stand
stuff.
are you all gonna stand in the middle of the room like dumbasses and stare around
No,
at
no,
things?
I'll check under the bed. I'll check out like the pretty much the whole room, like the desk, like the window, everything. That
Alright.
pretty much looks suspicious.
Well, make a perception check for the bed.
All right, here's the first perception. 20 on that one, buddy.
You are looking around under the bed. You kind of lift up the straw a little bit, and while looking under the bed, you find a scrap of paper stuck between the headboard and the wall.
I'll hand that to Mr. Smartman. Here you go.
I like to read. What's it say? What language is it in?
Oh,
Oh, there you go. It's a receipt of purchase.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
a hope knife.
Craving should read for Roderick. Why was he buying one for himself?
Oh, he was
Does he
gay.
have? No. Does he have a? Maybe he has like a girlfriend or something.
Maybe he does.
But why would the customer be listed as him if his girlfriend was buying one for him?
If anybody wants to make a knowledge local check real quick.
Oh, I've got that.
I do not.
I would normally just give it to you guys, but I just want to see rolls happen right here because I'm curious.
But Bill got a fucking 24.
Bill just dropped his dick on the table.
And
So it can be a common practice for people in Trinau to give a significant other to exchange hope knives.
Like, this is
As
for
a
me
sign
to
of-
kill my husband?
Like as
Kind of
a
thing.
sign of commitment.
Alright, so we should ask his brother about.
We should
his
ask
girlfriend.
Earnsole, who's signed
Yeah,
this.
if he had a girlfriend.
Is he clapping cheeks? Tell me more.
Roderick.
Yeah, is there anybody he is currently giving the business?
Alright, so- is there anything else I found throughout the?
Yeah, you can
the
make
bed or no?
if anybody wants to make a check for percepting around the desk, you may.
Yeah, that's gonna be my next one here.
I just made a
26.
general perception.
Jesus, God, Valdo, go home.
I am home.
God damn it. All right. So yeah, as you're looking at the desk, you notice that there is a false bottom in the desk drawer. Though the compartment underneath is empty, you're like, oh, well, the desks have little compartments.
Okay, but there's nothing in there, so it's empty.
Not in this one, no.
Okay.
Are there any other drawers in that desk?
Yeah, but most of them are empty, but that's just a secret compartment that you could hide something in, but, you know.
To keep in mind. All right. And then let me see the window. I'll make a perception to see if I see anything at the around the cracked window.
Yep.
Oh. There you go. I got a 10.
Yeah, no, you don't see anything around the cracked window. It looks
All right,
pretty
cool.
pretty normal, nothing of note.
All right. Anything else you guys want to look in this room, or?
How'd he die again?
They said that he slit his wrists and killed himself.
But little brother said there was no way.
Did they find the knife with him?
Or they found a hope knife.
Was it engraved with for Roderick?
I don't know.
Well, we're gonna have to find that out, huh?
I guess so.
Why don't you look into that, Mr. Bad Cop?
Oh.
Hey, so the amount of blood here is that enough blood to assume that it would kill a guy, or is the amount of blood that's like laying around, does that seem to me like enough that it would kill him, or maybe he died some other nefarious way?
Yeah, I mean, they took like the bed apart because of all the blood. He's dead. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we're just making sure that like the appropriate amount of blood.
Oh, you mean like was there a
is
small
on
pool
the
of blood?
scene, Like,
Yeah.
like there's the right amount of blood here for a murder to have been, or for him to have died here, right? This isn't like he died somewhere else and then they put him here and they were like, oh look, he slit his wrist, but there's no blood anywhere or anything.
Yeah. No, there's the blood.
Okay. All right. Well, we should probably go ask his brother.
Wait, but before we leave, shouldn't we also look into that? Because that person booked a room, right?
Yeah, there's a person that booked a room.
So shouldn't we look into his room also?
I mean, is she just gonna let us go through another room that's not necessarily related to?
I mean, you guys can almost probably do whatever the fuck you feel like doing at this point, considering she thinks she might be responsible halfway for this, even if not
Yeah, I
intentionally.
mean, she kind of lied to us. Well, not lie. She was keeping information from us. And, I mean, I think the person that might be responsible for Roderick's death, if he rented a room here, we should definitely take a gander, see if we can gather some kind of clue as to who could that person be. Especially you, since you can track people. I don't know. But if you guys don't think it's a good idea, then let's just go back to what was Roderick's brother's name? I forget his name.
Cursed.
Cursed?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to take a look at the room, we could take a look at the room.
I mean,
We're here. I mean,
Yeah.
as long as it's not, somebody else isn't staying in it, and we're not going to be like,
just busting into the room. What
some
the fuck?
some dude's in there with his wife, and we just like walk in like, hey, we need to just look around a little bit. Just continue what you're doing. Sorry, we just need to see if a murderer was here.
Let's ask Cham if there's anybody in that room, and then we can take it from there.
Yeah. So you guys can go down there. Cham mentions that nobody's in there right now, and she gives you guys the key to go unlock it.
Cool beans.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go take a look and see if anybody left any clues behind about a murder that still might be a suicide. Let's not leave
Room
that
service.
entirely out of the realm of possibility. This very well could have been a suicide.
Yeah, no, it could have been. Yeah, but we gotta also.
Oh, I know. I'm just
How to
saying
rule
we
everything
can't,
out,
we
yeah.
can't just assume that it definitely was nefarious. We have to leave that.
Yeah, we
in
have to keep
the realm
everything
of
open.
possibility.
Yeah, I got you.
All I'm saying is, if the investigation takes longer than dinner time, it's a suicide.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
All right. So we'll go to the room.
Yep.
Mhm.
Let's go root around. I go right for the underwear drawers.
Jesus.
You never know when somebody left treasure behind.
I mean, yeah.
Let's go for the hidden compartments.
Yeah, I'm searching every drawer for hidden compartments from now on. After we found that one in Roderick's room, I assume all drawers have hidden compartments now.
That's a good assumption.
That's fair. All right. Well, you guys go into the room. It's actually set up much like Roderick's room. Not like few differences, different kind of desk, somewhat. The bed has like a different frame, but for the most part, it has the same components.
Okay.
How far from Roderick's room is it?
It's like 2 doors down near the end.
Okay.
But one thing that is kind of notable that you do notice, it's pretty early in the morning, and with the commotion, you don't imagine that, you know, that Cham has gone around and done all the housekeeping for the day so far. You do notice that the bed still has its sheets on it, like made and everything.
So the guy who rented this room obviously either didn't sleep in it or made his own bed.
Which would be highly peculiar for somebody to make their bed at an inn.
My vote would be for didn't sleep in it.
Yep. If anybody...
None of my clan have ever been in bed.
Yep. If people want to look around on the desk, you can make a perception check, and you can add +2 to it now that you have knowledge that there should be a compartment somewhere around it.
Oh. Oops.
I got a 22, adding a +2.
Nice. Oh, so did I. Look at that.
Yeah, I got a 16 if you add the +2.
Perhaps we should just play digitally from here on out, Joe Quinn. Then you can actually roll things.
Right?
This has got to be really exciting for you.
Now, skill checks I usually do pretty good on.
That's fair. Well, you were able to find the compartment before Zerhars does.
Oh, look at you.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, cuzzo.
Brick did it.
So fast.
And you are able to pull out a note that you would describe to people as wordy. Would you guys like me to read this to you?
Yes. Please.
Okay. Malira, I shouldn't be away for much longer. We still haven't found what we're looking for, but it's only a matter of time. And the other preparations are proceeding as planned. A meddling militia patrol captain has been poking around, but I don't foresee him being a threat for much longer. Once our work is done, it won't matter anyway, and I can return to you. I marvel that I found you in the midst of all of this, and think of you constantly, soon, my beloved.
How do you spell that name?
Melira, Melira. It's on your screen.
The first word in the note on our screen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I thought you just wanted to hear my voice and have me read something to you, which is fine if you did. Yeah, it's cool.
Oh no, that's sexy.
Does that name mean anything to any of us?
No,
All right.
but I'm glad you're thinking of your
militia
skills,
patrol
Joe.
captain poking around things seems pretty ominous.
Well, pretty sure that's Roderick they're talking
Yeah,
about.
Roderick is a militia patrol captain.
He is.
Yeah, that's the line I'm drawing.
So, homie got done up,
He might have gotten done
It feels
up.
like you got done up.
and it feels like we may have just found evidence pointing in that direction a little harder than we already were leaning.
All right. So we gotta go back to
Cursed.
Cursed
Well,
and
before we
ask
get back to
him.
Cursed, we should
Sure.
probably ask Cham if she has seen Roderick come here with like a mistress ever. Because this seems like a no-tell motel for a person like that.
I mean, yeah, that's like a good idea.
Yeah,
And
wait,
if we're gonna ask
why is he?
Curse that, we might as well ask
Why
the
was
person
he-
who would have checked them in.
Why is he staying here again instead of just at his house?
You don't know. It's where he stays.
He's into some shit.
This is where he goes to sleep it off when he's been, drinking and writing bad poetry or whatever.
So, where would you guys like to go from here? You're still in this room. Are you going to leave?
Oh, we're gonna ask Cham the question, right?
Yeah.
What are you going to ask her?
I'm gonna ask Cham
Like, if
she's
people-
ever
if
seen
people
Roderick
Do it
bring
themselves?
someone bring like mistresses here.
She looks like kind of inquisitively at you, and she's like, no. Like she's looking at you like, why would he ask me that? Like, what
This
is...
looks like a place
like,
you
what
bring
is this dude now?
mistresses.
I run a clean establishment here.
I'm sure
Oh.
it's clean, it smells good. That's why you would bring your mistress here.
No, we don't have that sort of thing. Roderick never did that.
Did you?
He was a good
he
boy.
in a relationship with someone?
Not that I know of. I feel like everybody would know. He's never really been one to hide things like that.
Let's ask his brother about the Hope knife.
Yeah, we should probably go talk to Kirst about whether or not his brother had a lady in his life.
So, should we talk to Kirst first, or should we go run up on that Smith who made the knife?
No, let's ask Kirst. See if there's any.
Let's see what knife killed him, and if it's not this one that he had making, like maybe it's somebody else's, maybe it's not his.
But we need a body for that.
Yeah.
So you're suggesting going to see the body first?
Well, is the knife with the body?
No, but if they let us see the body, maybe we can examine the wounds ourselves. I don't know, like, if any of us are actually qualified to do that, but...
I don't think I have any sort of learning in that direction. Let's see. No, it's all nerd shit. It's all book nerd shit.
Do you guys
Actually,
want
is
to
there-
go out and see if you can find Kirst?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best first move, is to talk to his brother. Now that we have a little bit better of an idea that there was something shenanigan-ish going on, we can at least keep him abreast of the situation. He is kind of the one who appointed us to this job, so we should kind of keep him in the loop.
All right. Well, you guys see that some of the crowd outside of Ramble House has died down, but there are still some onlookers. You see Kirst is directing somebody that looks like another, just like standard militia troop. He signs something and says, go over here and do this. He still looks like very pale and tired, and somebody that looks very bookwormish kind of comes up to him and starts showing him a list, most likely of things he's also going to have to do today.
We're guide you.
Yeah.
Before I go talk to him, I'm going to go back inside real quick and ask her if her kitchen is, like, up and running.
Yes, absolutely up and running.
Can I get him a hot mug of something, like bone broth or fucking soup or something?
Yeah.
Something I can bring out to this guy so I can bring him something.
She nods very like wholeheartedly. Is like, oh yeah, and like goes back herself. And you hear some commotion back there and her yelling at what you could only imagine was like cooks and stuff like that. And after about a minute or so comes out with like a hot bowl of like what looks like could be some type of like noodle, like vegetable soup, like a minestrone soup or something of that nature type deal.
As long as it's got steam coming off.
It does, very much so.
Okay. I'm going to bring that out to him because he probably hasn't had anything and he's probably going to collapse if he doesn't eat something soon.
Yeah, he's not looking well.
Yeah, so let's...
Oh, thanks, Ty.
Brick, I will kick you in the penis.
Wow.
Get out of the way, you stinky little midget. You do this all the time. You're so greedy. Every time somebody's got food, you're the first one in.
Yeah, he does. He looks very tired. For it only being the morning still. It's rough out
Tired
here.
like someone that was up all night murdering?
No? Maybe?
Probably like,
I mean, it's
tired,
possible.
like somebody who was up all night being upset about his brother being murdered.
It's all possible.
Well, anyway, I'm going to take over a bowl of soup to him.
All right.
And just sort of... I'm not going to, like... Is he still talking to people?
No, he's kind of just like standing there for the moment while somebody just goes over something that he doesn't look like he's paying attention to very much.
Alright, I'm just going to sort of, like, slide over and just sort of... gently, like, nudge it over in his direction.
Give him the soup business.
Yeah, and be like, hey,
He
why don't you put this in you?
Yeah, he takes the soup, kind of surprised for a moment, with 2 shaking hands. Not like super shaky, but enough where you can notice from this distance.
Yeah.
He was saying, "Thank you. I haven't had anything to eat since last night." And he takes like small sips of the soup, almost like he's not hungry but knows he should.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious, and I understand that right now you're probably not hungry at all, and food's the last thing on your mind. But if you don't take care of your body, you're not going to be able to keep going and figure this out.
No, it's very, very wise words. Did you find anything?
Unfortunately, yes. But I guess fortunately, yes. Because I guess that means at least that it looks like perhaps your brother didn't take his own life.
You don't see him smile or anything, but you kind of see like a light up, almost determination in his eyes, like I knew it. Like I
At least now he's got a bone that he can gnaw on too.
Yeah,
he's got
like
a mission now.
something like he's so like it's relief, but like very very resolve. Like he knows now. Like okay, I knew he wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Like, at least it wasn't the worst possible thing was him taking his own life. Like, at least if he was murdered, it means that he wasn't so distraught he took his own life and his brother couldn't help him. Like, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's pretty good.
So, if you'd like to go over the evidence, I can show you what we've got. It's not a lot, but it's something. So...
Yes. No, anything I can do to help.
All right, and I'll show him the receipt and start asking him, was Roderick involved with someone? Or
Yes.
anyone that you can think of?
Yes, Brynja. She's, she and Roderick were engaged to be married, actually, but only a few people, myself included, knew about their relationship. Brynja's a half-orc, you see. Her heritage doesn't matter to me, but it does to my father. Which is why Roderick kept it secret. That's why Roderick was staying at the Ramble House. My father somehow found out about the two of them, and he and Roderick had a falling out over it. Since my father has forbidden me to visit her, could you possibly check up on her and make sure she's okay?
That's absolutely doable.
Yeah, you could also ask her, perhaps, whether anything seems strange about Roderick the last couple of nights.
That will be the first question I ask. Does the name Malira mean anything to you?
No. No, I've never heard that name before. Not anybody around here that I remember, anyway. If you guys get a chance, if you can find Omast From, he is a patrol sergeant in the militia. He's a longtime friend of our family and one of Roderick's frequent patrol partners. Perhaps he might be able to shed some light on the events leading up to Roderick's death. I have not actually seen him today, but I had some reports that he is not taking this very well.
Okay.
So just, if you see him, just approach him, gently. He is a, recovered alcoholic, and I know times like these test people.
Is there a best place to look for this Omast From?
Normally he's out on patrols, but like I said, I don't think people have actually really seen him much today. Once he heard about the news, I mean, he could be anywhere. But
Does
just
he
keep a look.
live in barracks, or does he have a house, or...
He's lived in the barracks most of his life, but he does actually have a home. But at this time of day, normally he'd be out on patrols somewhere. So you might see him around the walls or the gates if he actually is at his patrol. He didn't say anything about not going. Like I said, no one's really seen him or reported that he stayed home or is at his house, so I don't quite know where he would be. But if you ask around, I'm sure one of the militia could point out where he lives at some point.
All right. That's somewhere to start at least. And
Which one?
Roderick's half-orc
It
fiancé.
is Brynja Kelver. Brynya.
Brynja.
Brynja Kelver.
Whereabouts would we go about finding her?
If anybody wants to make a knowledge local check.
Oh, that's for me.
That's for you.
There's one for you.
Did we leave curse already or no?
No, you're still there. I was just gonna point out to you guys. So
I guess I got two things to ask him.
yep, Brynja Kelver actually has a lodgings. She has a boarding house of her own, which provides lodging for several residents who don't possess property of their own in the town. And that is Area D. So that is going to be this one right here, if you guys can see it.
Oh, that's not far from us.
Nope. So you guys know of it somewhat. I just couldn't find it in here because descriptions are difficult apparently sometimes in these books.
And
Depending
that's
on how
like
they're
like an inn, basically, or like
yeah, it's like a little lodging place where you can. Well, it's more like a rent.
Okay.
Rent shit out. It's like a boarding house where you can rent rooms to like stay in.
Oh.
For...
So she's a scumlord.
Sure.
Wow.
Not necessarily. She could be like, what wasn't it Forrest Gump's mom that did that? Like, didn't she rent out fucking rooms in their house to people? She wasn't a scumlord.
Yeah, but that was Sally Fields. We're talking about a half work.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw the World of Warcraft movie. Them work bitches is hot.
Yeah. So what? You guys have questions for him again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have two questions.
Go for it.
This might be a little weird, but hey, Kirst, by any chance, they said that it was a hope knife that was the cause of death.
Yes.
Do you, by any chance, have that on you, or is there a way that we can retrieve it from somewhere?
I do have Roderick's hope knife, which he supposedly used to kill himself. I'll need it back for his funeral, but if you think it might help, you can have it until then.
Sure, actually, that would be awesome. And second thing is, since we're gonna go do more investigations and stuff, it might get a little later. If we try to find you a little later, where would be the best place to find you, if anywhere specific?
Ask for me at the Longhouse. I need to plan Roderick's funeral and manage his affairs, but if I'm not there, leave word, and I'll get in contact with you as soon as possible.
All right, fantastic. I can't think of anything else to ask. That's it. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you again for the soup.
You're welcome. You looked like you could use it.
He kind of walks off, still carrying the soup in like two hands.
You know, Kai, I could have used some soup.
Then go get some fucking soup. You got hands.
Damn.
Your brother wasn't just murdered?
All right. Well, where would you guys like to go next, or do, in general?
I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's the best place to go.
That's the
And then
best
we'll
place
look
to go.
for-
Yeah, Brynja's probably the one to talk to.
That's fair.
That involves a fairly long walk, right? Because we got to go like the long way around.
Yeah, that'll take a second.
Because we got to like go.
That's Brynja Kelver. That's what she looks like.
Get
Yeah,
it?
she looks kind of like Gamora.
Yeah. Yep. So you guys can make your way to the boarding house, which she occupies one of the rooms in, just northwest of the Commons. You guys kind of catch her in an unenviable state. Her face is racked with grief and strained by what you would construe as hours of tears, most likely. But she composes herself as best she can when she sees you approaching, assuming you might be people of possibly the town guard or someone of that nature.
So we're catching her in the middle of like a good old-fashioned ugly cry.
Yeah, like, you know. Yeah.
Well, at least it looks like she actually loved him.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. All
It's
right.
unnatural.
All right. Well, should I or does somebody else want to approach her first?
I'll be honest. I'm probably not a grieving widow kind of guy.
And I think this is quite unnatural, so you better do it.
All right. Fair enough. I'll just walk right. I assume she realizes that we're here to talk to her, like by
Yes.
the way she looks like. So I'll just walk right over. and just introduce myself. And, ma'am, Roderick's brother has assigned us to investigate his death, and if you have the time, we'd like to ask you a few questions after we offer our condolences and see if there's anything we can do to help you, if there's anything you need.
Well, I suppose now is as good a time as any.
There really isn't a good time to do anything like this, but we do what we have to in times like these.
So, what information can I help you with?
Well, I mean, obviously the first and foremost question should be, do you know anybody who wanted to hurt Roderick or would benefit from his death?
Not really that would benefit. He, obviously, his father didn't have the best of terms with him recently, as he, wanted to keep the relationship hidden from him until he obviously found out. When he did find out, of course, repudiated Roderick for betrothing himself to a filthy half-orc, as he said. It didn't help that Roderick also soon became, over the last week or so, preoccupied with some sort of investigation, what he called his greatest work, the details of which he refused to share.
Did he keep a record of any of this great work somewhere, perhaps?
He did keep a journal, and I mean, obviously, if he was keeping it as closely as I think he was, it would suggest that maybe the entries he wrote up until his final night might provide insight into his murder, but I don't know where the journal might be. He did frequently go to Trinal Sanctuary with his writing. According to him, he was saying he had a thoughtful muse there, but he never elaborated. I'd always assumed he was finding solace and devotion to Amadei, but now I actually wonder if there really was someone at the church, someone who might know more about what happened to him, or worse, betrayed him.
Could be quite literal when he said he had a muse there.
I suppose so. And she kind of like looks down at the ground, and you see like her kind of like subconsciously like put her hands around like her hope knife hanging from like a necklace.
Oh. Now that I see your hope knife, Brynja, what do you say about the hope knife that was found with Roderick's body? And I'll show it to her.
You see Brynja's face suddenly grow really somber. That's not Roderick's hope knife. She takes it out of your hand and kind of levelly, like, she starts like bringing it to her face and like examining the knife.
I'd ask you if you were sure, but that would be a stupid question, so I'm not going to insult you by asking that.
It can't be his hope knife, because his hope knife was mine. At least it used to be. When we got engaged, we traded hope knives to symbolize our union, and had Sarah Morninghawk engrave them with our love notes. And you see, you see her pulling at her like kind of like heavy silver necklace. She reveals her own hope knife to you guys dangling from the chain. See? This was Roderick's hope knife. It says, "For Brynja, my love." I don't know where the hope knife came from, but it's not Roderick's. It's not the knife I grew up with.
Okay. So that clarifies the note that we found also.
Yes. Well, he had lost the hope knife that I had given him in the course of his investigation. When I learned of it, the night of the ceremony, I was angry with him, as you might imagine, and I didn't want to see him again until he found it, and otherwise made things right. She kind of, you see like tears start to stream down her face again, and she's like, if I would have known that would have been the last time I would have seen him, and she kind of like trails off her words.
Probably best not to dwell on thoughts like that. That is, not a good road to follow.
Yeah, and if you guys want to make a knowledge local check.
I don't have a knowledge local.
Oh, we know who has knowledge local. He wants it.
I have it.
Meh. Hey!
Ew.
Joe finally got one over me.
And yes, anybody who is native to Trunau, for the most part, knows that engaged or married couples exchanging hope knives is a common tradition in Trunau. And examining the hope knife found with Roderick lends credence to her story. The dagger is actually clearly unfinished, and while it's designed to display an inscription on the blade, it bears none.
Well, there's only one. There's only one place here make hope knives.
For the most part.
I'm pretty sure any
Well, I
blacksmith
say
in town could make one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
You've probably made them.
Yeah, Joe, your character probably has actually made a few, but obviously, Morning Hawk's Fine Steel is where most people go around here for reliable work.
look, if we're looking for someone that's not from town, like from the note we read, he just said some local militia guy. Like he obviously didn't know who he was, so he's probably not from town. If they bought a hope knife to set this up, not knowing how hope knives work, then we'd probably be able to find from one of the blacksmiths who bought this, because it probably would have been recently and from an outsider.
Let's talk to let's not talk to. Sorry, let's go to what was that place again? I'm sorry.
Which place are you referring to?
The place where everybody
Morning Hawk's Fine Steel.
Okay, there you go.
Yep. It is starting to get more towards the like early evening. You guys don't realize that you've actually spent a lot of time talking and walking in the Ramble House itself and such.
Before we leave Brynja, I wanted to ask her if the name Malira meant anything to her.
Okay, good question.
No, it doesn't sound familiar. And honestly, now that you say it, I don't think I've ever met anybody by that name.
Have you noticed anybody strange that seems to be hanging around you or Roderick lately?
No, especially not here. For the most part, strangers and such never really make their way over this part of the town. It's mostly people, locals. As for Roderick, I have no idea if he was staying at the Ramble House for any period of time. That's pretty much where anybody that's not a local would end up.
All right. I guess I really can't think of anything else I need to ask. Is there anything else you can think of that might be useful information that we should know?
Has she seen his partner lately? Today?
No, that's my question actually.
His partner?
Yeah. Omar or Omast? What was it?
Oh, almost.
Almost from,
Yeah.
or from, or whatever, however you pronounce it.
Yes, poor Omast. I saw him earlier in the afternoon. He is not taking the news very well, and I fear that he may have gone back to the bottle.
Back to the bottle. So he had a problem before?
Oh, yes. Yes. Omast was... he's a very nice man, but he definitely has never been one to turn down drinks at the party, and after a while, it turned into not being able to turn down drinks at any time during the day, and he had actually been off of that for quite some time.
We better find him while he can still talk.
Yeah. While we can still get any kind of information out of him.
Yeah, do you guys want to go possibly search for him?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's look for him because
Okay.
if the smithy's about to close, let's just do that.
Yeah, if you guys want, you can make a you can make more of the local checks to just ask around, or any type of diplomacy if you have that. There you go. Kai, you're asking around and you see a very sturdy-looking dwarf, and he's cooking meats on like a street cart. And you ask him, and he goes, "Oh man, yep, yeah, Amos is on his patrol. Though I don't know how successful you'd really call that as a term for what he's doing. I think he took the news this morning fairly poorly. We heard a lot of clanking bottles as he was walking by. He is definitely not doing well. I think he might be towards possibly maybe the west wall at this point. He's definitely in the inner wall. Is probably where he is, to be honest with you. I'd check the inner wall. And the inner wall, guys, by the way, is this right here in the middle. It's right at this center gate normally. This is kind of like it leads to this kind of area somewhat.
Like a hub.
Yeah, yeah, basically. To different levels and
sort
stuff.
of like
yeah.
the center of
Yep.
a larger portion of the town. So
yeah, if you guys want, you can just probably cut down through some of the buildings and head towards the gate entrance. It should still be open for a while. Even when it's night out, they keep it open for a few hours.
yeah, probably the
Let's do
best
that.
bet. Let's go find him as fast as we can before he fucking gets too far gone.
Good luck there.
Thank you.
That's a good sign.
Yep. Yeah, so you guys start walking, wondering about what you're going to be finding at this point. And you do some just like walking through some alleyways on your way down to the gate, and you hear this sound as you're turning through one of the alleyways. You hear like a low, kind of intense growl.
Oh.
Oh, he drunk.
Oh.
Human or otherwise?
Definitely not human at all.
Luckily, I'm pretty sure I know a guy who's good with animals. Or who is supposed to be.
I'm actually not very good at animals because my charisma's terrible.
That's pretty rough.
You're good at chopping animals.
Yeah, I could do that. For sure.
You guys look over in this alleyway, you see a this wolf. You're pretty sure it's a wolf.
Are wolves allowed in town?
How the fuck did it get inside the walls?
You're not really sure. You're like it's a very stunning thing to see. You're just kind of like what?
Hey, little fella, what are you doing in here?
Yeah.
I'm sensing a roll for initiative in a second.
Yeah, probably.
I swear to God.
Yeah, but the way it's
Oh,
growling at
Christ.
you, you also, if anybody wants to make a perception check or a knowledge nature check.
I'll do perception. Why not?
I can do one of those. The other one I can't.
14. Perception.
18 perception. Jared's got a 26. Jared sees that the wolf is just insecure because it's got a small wolf penis.
That's what?
And that's
Oh,
why,
you got a weird wolf
he's
penis.
growling. That's why he's growling, because he's insecure about his tiny wolf penis, and he just doesn't want us to see it.
Secure about his tiny wolf penis.
He doesn't want us to see it, so he's trying to scare us away before we notice.
Put your chapstick away there, Wolfie.
Yeah. It's not even a chapstick, it's like a Tic Tac.
Aww.
It's a chapstick.
Rude. All right, so you guys notice that something's off about these wolves. They have
It's plural now.
yeah, you can see multiples of them kind of showing up. There's like 3 of them total. But they kind of look like they have like these like crusts and weird like weeping kind of like pus stuff coming out of their eyes and shit.
Oh.
Gross.
They're rabid. Awesome.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, it doesn't really look great.
It got the gonorrheas.
Sweet. AIDS wolf. Awesome.
AIDS wolf. I always spit out whiskey.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yep.
And fortitude, my worst save. Awesome. I'm gonna get the hepatitis out this bitch. Okay.
Oh, sweet.
So I'm gonna bring you guys here. This map became real weird suddenly.
Well, I
There
went from
you
a
go.
22 to a 4, so eat my ass. And I hope your map is green again.
It's not.
That's-
It did it. It fixed everything. Jared, is that...
Y'all gonna
you
make
got a
me
4,
lose
eh?
my mind. So
you-
he's within range. Oh,
Are
they're
you-
all within range. Okay,
Are
cool.
you super pumped about that?
Yes.
Alright, do my little initiative. Boom!
Oh.
Well, I'm fucked.
How them fort says, fellas.
Nah, they're about to CMB the shit out of me.
Alright.
Wolves get trips like a motherfucker.
Wolf things. So yeah, you see these things kind of charge forward at you, and they go... One of them goes up to the closest thing that they can see right in front of them.
Yeah, they're about to go ham on me and
Yep.
fucking
And
Jared.
just go to, yep, and just go to bite Eben Anvil.
Jared, don't forget you get a +4 against trips.
And disease. That's so bad. Diseased wolves.
Does a 19 hit you?
Flat-footed.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Why would you say that to first level characters?
Because it's Pathfinder, and you never know what people are capable of. Well, you take 1 damage, and I get a trip attempt upon you.
Plus, you probably have the hepatitis now.
I mean,
Flat-footed CMD too. Shit.
Scurvy wolves.
Scurvy Wolves. Alright, so let me do... If it's here somewhere in hell. You know. There we go.
I don't.
13 against your CMD.
Flat-footed CMD.
That's actually probably not good enough.
You're not good enough.
No.
No? Alright, well you see this this rabid creature just run up and try and it pretty much gnaws on your leg. It doesn't do that much, it's mostly just gripping up like your clothes, but it kind of nicks you as it like pulls its head back, it loses grip of your pant leg, but that cut feels a little weird. You're going to need to make a fortitude save. You're like, whatever, I'll deal with that later. Alright, the next one goes up and is going to try and take a huge bite out of Kai.
I try to make myself look as not delicious as possible.
That's impossible. Does a 9 hit you?
No.
No. The next one is going to walk up to here and try and take a bite out of Eben Anvil again.
Climb.
With a 20. Straight up. It's a crit. A 5, so it doesn't confirm that. And it does 1 point of damage. And it's going to try and trip you again. Boop. 6. I doubt that
Jared,
does
don't
it.
forget you get a +4 against trips.
Yep. So you guys see Eben Anvil just kind of doing this weird, like it almost looks like a jig dance, just kind of avoiding these wolves that are biting at his legs, and they're not really doing that much to him, funny enough. And you saw Kai just kind of like move out of the way as one kind of like swiped at him. It was like, he's like, whatever. Kai, you're like, all right, let's see what we can do with this.
It's my turns.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna first things first. 5-foot step to there. Second things second. I guess we'll give him one of these. The
Who are we
weapons and
targeting?
attack
If you'd be
section,
kind
so,
enough to pip him. There you go.
the one that attacked me, basically. Return fire.
Nice.
So I don't know how much health they have, but he's
yeah,
level 5
you
of it,
you
so
see
he can do
these kind of like balls of force shoot out from Kai's direction and hit one of these wolves, and you hear a lot of cracking sounds as one of it kind of falls down onto like 2 legs and kind of like starts to right itself, but it looks like something inside it is kind of like not quite right. And Brick, you see this attack and decide it may be time to act.
Okay, well, I'm going to touch Orangeon's weapon,
Mm-hmm.
and I give my blessing to it. It now gets a Holy Strike, where it deals a plus 1d6 damage versus evil creatures for 1 minute. It's treated as good for overcoming DR.
Mm.
And then I will 5-foot step up.
All right.
You're a good man. You're a good man, Brick.
Yep, Zerharsk, you see that Brick kind of lays his hands towards Ebon Anvil, and just you see this kind of like energy light up, and you start to see his weapon is glowing.
Cool shit. Awesome. So I'll take a 5-foot step here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'll use my move action to take out my long spear, and I'm going to attack this guy.
Hell yeah.
So, well, hopefully I hit. There's a 9 hit.
Yeah, sadly, you go to do a quick jab with your spear, and the creature kind of does a small leap back about a foot, and it hits the cobblestone ground and makes that kind of like that sound, just like
That
the
awful
wood. Yeah,
noise.
that grind sound.
Yeah.
Yep, and you're like, damn it. Ebon Anvil, you see this spear kind of jut out next to you, and hit the ground as one of the wolves jumps back, and you feel you feel imbued with energy, kind of with your weapon and such.
Energy. I'm going to power attack that guy.
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, he's fucking dead.
Probably not an altogether unfamiliar experience for you either. He's probably cast this spell on your
I've
weapon
maybe
a
seen
time or
this
two
before.
Just to have brick on you.
Yeah.
So
Oh
22 hit.
That 22 does hit.
my goodness.
Takes 9 damage from the weapon and then 4 damage from the blessing.
Hell yeah. Yep, and you may describe that death.
Ooh wee.
I'm really, really sad about tripping and really walking around. I'm thinking about how I've walked around all day talking to sad people. People I don't really like, who don't really like me. And then I think that maybe I'd find some solace in creatures I recognize and that I feel like I have a kinship with, the creatures of the forest. And the first thing they do is try to take a bite out of my butt cheeks. So really, I have no one. And in my spite, I try to channel that all into my axe and through, as severely as possible, that poor wolf that is just disintegrated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, and it does fall down to the ground in pieces, just obliterated. Brick, you're covered in like blood and like pieces.
That poor wolf was the one that took the magic missile too, so he
Yep.
was already.
That's why when he was like, I'm attacking this one.
Would you like to move? Would you like to move at all?
I'm going to point at the next one.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's all the movement I need.
All right, you
Is
see
this
these.
gesture at the next one, like
You
you're
see these
next.
wolves are kind of they're pretty much not. They're ignoring the other wolf entirely. They do not care. So you see these wolves run up still in a kind of fevered pack mentality and start biting at you together. One of them is going to do an aid another
Well, I was gonna get tickled.
and fails,
Nice.
and the other one's going to try and bite you.
Oh.
And succeeds but doesn't confirm.
Does not crit. Nope. So that's going to be 3 damage to you as it bites into your like calf. 5 fails, and you're able to pull your leg away. These things aren't as strong as you kind of thought they might be. All right, and we go to Kai's. You see them trying to nip at Ebon Anvil's legs and bring him down to the ground again.
Is he bleeding? Has he been hit?
He got nicked once or twice. He's taken like I think 4 damage total. He's really not. He looks fine.
Well, 5 now. That's what 4 damage I just took from the crit, no?
No, it's 3. The crit didn't confirm. The
Oh,
crit
the crit didn't
confirm
confirm.
is
Okay, so
rolled a 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just took 3 damage, so you've taken 4 collectively. Yeah, he just doesn't... It looks bad,
5.
because wolves are, like, biting him and latching onto him, kind of, or trying to drag him to the ground, but honestly, he's just kind of, like, kicking his legs up. They honestly really haven't done a lot to him, weirdly enough. You expected this to go so much worse.
This guy here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him
Business.
one of those.
All right. 2 damage as you see the force missiles kind of shoot out and hit the creature in its back leg, and it falls to the ground kind of on its face, but rights itself pretty quickly. And it doesn't quite know what's going on, so it starts to stare at Brick like he attacked it or something.
Yeah.
Yep. And would you like to move?
No, I think I'm good where I am.
Okay. We go to
I'll
Brick.
get right there.
As you just see this force thing hit this creature and knock it on its face, it gets up and stares at you.
Okay.
Yeah, you see a bunch
Give
of,
me
like,
business, Brick.
white saliva all thick coming out of its mouth onto the ground.
That's right.
I'm a chop at it.
Okay.
That's the rabies part.
No. Yeah. You just see Brick go up with his axe and just brings it down, and, like, the creature doesn't even really move. He, like, hits one of the cobblestones the wrong way with his right, like, foot, and just, like, brings it to the right, and it just, like, pretty much sparks off the ground off one of the stones.
And I 5-foot step.
Yep. All right, we go to Zerharsk. As you see
I'm
this
going to-
this mad fumble of an attack.
I'm gonna attack this one with my long spear, so that's 10, right?
Yep, that's fine.
17 to hit.
17 will hit.
All right, so that's D8 plus 1. Yep,
Wow.
9 damage.
There you go, and you may describe that death.
Let me see. I poked at this one first, so as I'm picking up my spear, I guess I do like a sweeping motion, aiming close towards like the throat, maybe body area, hoping to hit something. And I managed to strike it. And yeah.
Hell yeah. And the creature, you just see it kind of let out this, like, yelp kind of thing as it falls to the ground dead with the spear sticking out of it, and he rips it out. It's pretty, it makes one of those horrible, like, liquid, meaty sounds, you know what I mean?
Ah.
Yep. Would you like to move at all?
Yeah, you know what? I'll move here.
There you go. And that takes us to Ebon Anvil as you see another creature go down around you. You see that one is left. The other one, it has a huge hole in its face.
That's where a hole belongs.
Well,
Power attacking on the remaining one. So 23 hit. Crit confirm, actually.
Yep.
I do confirm 21.
That is 33 damage.
oh
and 2
my
from the blessing.
god.
Yeah, you can describe that.
So
God damn.
There's not a wolf anymore.
the three of you know him, and you've kind of been like around dwarven sort of culture before. You know a dwarven Orax is kind of built short and stocky, like the people it's made after. I killed the shit out of it, and it's dead now.
All right, well, everything's quiet.
So can I check like the alley to see if there's like evidence of how those motherfuckers would have gotten in the city?
Yes, you can inspect the bodies. Does anybody have a knowledge, nature / heal?
I have nature. I think.
Whatever's higher, you can roll for.
I mean, I'll do a heal. It's not a training thing, so
Yeah.
I'll do heal. Why
I
not?
rolled a 5, so maybe not me.
I got a 20, buddy.
Oh,
On
yeah.
heal.
Also, I need to be healed.
Mm-hmm.
Out to the cleric.
All right, well, both Brick and Zerharsk have some experience with, you know, anatomy. Moreover, also certain things in the medical field, especially the cleric, obviously. You see signs that this creature doesn't even look like it was a rabid creature. Like, you don't see any, like, bite marks around the face or anything like that normally would happen. You almost smell like a strange odor coming off the creatures that would represent or possibly be some type of poison or toxin, maybe?
Okay.
So these creatures might have been intentionally made this way.
In other words, this was somebody must have planned this, guys.
I blame alchemists.
Is there any sort of trace of magic on them with detect magic?
No magic.
No magic. Okay, so
This could be good old-fashioned poisons.
all right. I feel like we should probably bring these bodies to the authorities.
Yeah.
Somebody should alert the actual guards that this shit's inside the city walls.
Is there a trail to follow?
A trail?
Like some prints from these wolves?
Yeah,
That
you can
might be
actually
like
you can make a check for that. For survival.
Survival.
No, I can't because I rolled an 8.
Okay. Does anybody else have survival?
Is that an
Mike does
untrained?
not.
It's an untrained, so I'll roll it.
He's untrained.
17.
Wow. Well, you watch Eben Anvil just kind of like walk around. He sees maybe a track or two, but he can't really figure it out. You notice some more faint tracks leading back down the alleyway, and they lead behind some crates. And there's like a sheet covering the other side of the crates.
Perception?
No.
Perception, you can roll back the sheet. Yep.
21.
And you can see underneath the underneath sheet is basically like cages. Yeah, and you can see that they have been opened.
Does it look like they were broken open, or
No.
does
No.
it look like somebody intentionally
Opened.
Okay.
100%.
They were released.
So this is not only planned, it must be by somebody that wants us to not investigate it anymore. That's my hunch.
I don't know that it needs to be planned directly to us, though. It could have been like someone wants to just write chaos like in the city, and we
These
just have to
could-
See,
find
that
it.
is a good assumption too, because aren't the guards like, or the people complaining about like graffiti going around the towns and shit?
Yeah, I think there's a larger plot afoot here than just us. I don't think these were intended for us. I think we may have stumbled across somebody else's red herring right now. Like these were intended for somebody else, I think.
All right. Cool.
Or they weren't intended for anybody in particular, and they were just
It was just whoever
intended
was
to
unlucky
be-
enough.
They were intended just to run amok and start causing panic and fear in the city, possibly.
Makes sense too.
So
Alright.
it's probably better that we stumbled across them and put them down before they found anybody else and hurt them, because it doesn't look like they made it very far from where they were released, and it doesn't look like they hurt anybody else. So
Ooh.
This might have been best case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling, Orin?
I'll give you 5 hit points back.
Joe did a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody recognized that Joe figured it out.
No,
He said
need
no.
no recognition.
You better recognize.
All
You
right,
just got
cool,
5
cool.
hit points back. You better recognize.
So, do we still continue to rest for the night, or what are we doing?
Well, I mean, we were gonna go find Orange, but this feels like a priority.
Yeah, we gotta
Wait, who?
find that dude.
Oh,
I mean, like delivering the bodies of these wolves to like some authority seems like the priority,
yeah.
not finding this drunk asshole.
Well, the drunk asshole might fall prey to these things.
So
It
would
is more.
everybody else in the city. He probably has a sword and knows how to use it.
Yeah, we need to alert the guards in case these aren't the only ones. Like, there could be more of these wolves all over the city, and people could be in danger. Like, they need to be warned. So that's the first thing we should do is get these things to the guards and let them know what the fuck's going on so they can start looking around for more of them.
All right. Yep.
I
We
can't
do
trust
that.
a bunch of helpless humans to like know how to defend themselves.
Well, we're right near the inner wall, so there should be guards there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. We just find the nearest guard. It shouldn't take that long.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do, Mark. We're gonna look for the nearest guards that we can alert.
Okay. That doesn't take you very long. You take another like 5 minutes to head your way down to the inner wall, and you do see a mass of 3 guards. They see you and see that you guys are kind of approaching them in a urgent fashion. They're like, "Can we help you, gentlemen?"
Yeah, yes. There may be a problem in the city. We're not sure yet. Apparently, some wolves have made it into the city, and it doesn't look like they did it on their own.
Interesting. I don't know. I mean, we normally don't have anything from the forest normally make it through here without someone noticing.
These were smuggled into the city. We found cages covered with tarping in a wagon shortly, just near where we encountered the wolves.
Smuggled? Why would somebody smuggle wolves in here?
Obviously for nefarious purposes of some sort. I can't speak as to what exactly those nefarious purposes are, but
do you
not for anything good.
Are any of the wolves still running around?
Well, we
We're
killed
not
the
sure.
3 that we found.
Can you show us where this is?
Yeah, certainly. Come with us.
Yeah, they'll follow you there.
Don't touch them too much.
Yeah.
They seem to be diseased or poisoned or something. Like,
Yeah, they look very astonished by this. And they're like, "All right." He's like, "All right, go get Jarl." Jarl, for anybody,
Jarl.
yeah, for the most part, Jarl's most people know him. He's basically like a militia kind of medic in a sense. He's not like a cleric or anything. And he's like, "Yeah, go." He's like, we gotta bring these to him. He's like, this could be a sickness. This could be something that could spread. He's like, "Don't touch anything." He's like, go get blankets and go get a cart. So you see one of the guys like run off. And they thank you for pointing this out to them. And they just look like perplexed by this.
Well, these may not be the only ones, so you might want to gather some more guards and search the rest of the city to make sure there aren't more of these lurking somewhere else.
I'm going to have to gather together small teams to go look around. And he starts like rattling off like locations that he's going to search. And the guy next to him is just like standing there looking at the wolf. And you just see him hit the guy on the arm. "Are you writing this down?" And the guy like fumbles and like pulls out like a little notepad real quick and starts writing down the locations he's talking about. And he goes, "All right, just you guys go ahead." And he looks at the guy with the notebook. "You stay here." He's like, "I'll be back in 5 minutes." And he goes back towards the inner wall where he was initially, where he found them.
It's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so bad. All right, we should probably get back about our business. The watch has been alerted.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, thoughts?
I guess our business was, in this area anyway, so convenient.
Very much so.
Let's go find Omar or whatever. What was the name?
Almost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to go back about our business of finding him now.
All right. Joe, are you still here?
Yep.
Good. All right. Well, after looking towards the inner wall, it does not take very long to find a man that you're pretty much certain has to be Almast from. You are near the south tower of Trinal's inner wall, which is Area E. He can be found dangling from the tower's battlements from a rope tied to his belt.
Oh.
His futile attempts to wash away graffiti that's recently appeared there are creating quite the spectacle. You kind of hear him like yell, mumbling to himself about Roderick, his like good old boy, and how he's failed him. And he's gonna clean up the town, and he's gonna appease the spirit of Roderick. And he talks about how he'll make him proud so that he's not going to continue to be haunted from beyond the grave. It's not looking good.
Yeah. He's making a fool of himself. We gotta get him down.
I mean, oh, you can keep him up 'cause this is pretty good.
We're gonna need a blanket, some hot cocoa, some construction paper, and some crisis crayons. We're gonna have to do some therapy here.
Well, all we got is some cold water from a waterfall.
That'll have to do. How do we get him down from there without breaking his neck?
Well, you can either go up to the top of the wall and pull him up. You could find something for him to land on and cut the rope. Or you could tie off the rope to something longer, like another rope, and just lower him down.
I mean, I'm inclined to go with find something for him to land on and cut the rope, but I know that's not the right choice. We should probably just go up to the top and pull him up.
Yeah, he's like a good 15, 20 feet in the air.
How high is the wall?
It's about like 40 feet high, somewhere around there.
So he's like 20 feet or so down from the top.
Yeah, pretty much. He's like at a halfway point-ish.
Okay.
But you do see these big white graffitied swords painted pretty large, like somebody would have had to scale that to do it.
I say we just cut him down and catch him. Like he's only 15 feet up. He's drunk. He'll probably be safe.
Oh, he'll definitely be relaxed.
Are you the one who's going to catch him?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, that sounds great then.
You realize he's not going to be super happy about this, right?
I don't think he's happy about anything right now.
But I mean, like, he is still like a watch sergeant.
Yes.
We're in the watch too.
All right. I guess I'll go up there and cut this rope.
I'm going to go with you and possibly try to pull him up first. We're just going to tell Brick we're going to cut him down, and he should get ready.
See, I like the way you think. Don't tell Brick I said that, because he'll kick me out of his attic if you tell him I said that. But
That's true.
But I like the way you think. So come up there with me, and then I'll just say that you overpowered me and you pulled him up before I could cut the rope. It's believable.
That's believable. That is believable.
That is believable.
I'm not.
All right, so you guys are going to pull him up?
Yeah.
All right. Eben Anvil, you can make a strength check. There you go. You see he doesn't even need help. As he just
was going to roll and aid another, and I didn't even get a chance before.
He just puts his one foot against the wall and just starts heaving this man up. And you start to hear a voice growing closer as you pull him up on the rope from, the other side of the wall. I see you! I see you, demons! Trying to stop me from taking this graffiti off! I'm gonna help you, Roderick!
Wrong way, Orn!
This guy is in, like, full-on, like, crisis mode.
It's probably not great. After about a minute or so, you're able to pull him up, and this man with a very thin mustache, like light eyes, and he has hair on his sides and back of his head, but he has that bald top. He's an older man. Fairly well-kept armor. You pull him over the side, and he just lets rip and just projectile vomits onto Eben Anvil.
Should have let him fall.
I'm going to try not to punch him.
I don't want to say I saw that coming, but
You are now a part of the beef stew.
I'm gonna make a will save and try not to punch him.
Okay.
That's probably.
It's holding enough. It's holding enough, but you don't know where this is going to go in the next 5 minutes for you personally.
Just so you know, you're gonna want to clean that bile off your armor as soon as you can, because it's not good for it.
He looks at Ebon Anvil. You demon tried to stop me from doing my work. How could you do such a thing? You're evil! And then he just starts breaking down crying. I'm sorry. And he grabs onto your face with both of his hands. I'm sorry, Roderick. And he just starts crying onto your chest.
Oh, that poor
I'm just
bastard.
gonna like pick him
And he's a
up,
human, so he's like leaned over onto you.
like by his legs and just put him on my shoulder.
It's not that hard to do, actually. It doesn't weigh that much, comparatively to what you could lift.
Just gonna walk him down.
Yeah, he needs help, though, for somebody to balance his upper body, because if not, he'll just fall backwards. It's not good. It's not good here. He's very, like, Gumby-like right now.
Gumby.
Yeah, it's some
How much
Gumby
does
shit.
this guy weigh?
He probably himself weighs, like 180.
Okay.
He ain't nothing.
No, he's a very, just lanky dude. He's older. He probably was a lot more muscular back when he was, in his, 30s and 40s, but dude's, pushing mid-50s, which,
Does he look like Reggie from Phantasm?
Actually, weirdly enough, with this picture, he kind of does. But he's got, a swashbuckler goatee mustache situation happening, so Reggie, if he had that.
It's weird.
Yep.
Well, we should probably get him down off this wall and get some food into him and get him sobered up a little bit so we can talk to him.
Right. Well, as you guys go down there, and lead him out, he looks at the white swords again, and he, pretty much runs towards them, and pulls, you notice he has this small satchel, not very small, but he pulls out empty bottles, and starts throwing them at the graffiti, and he's getting more angry that the ones he's throwing are empty. And he finally finds one with liquid in it and tosses that, and he goes, "Take that, you demons!" And it breaks on there, and he's hoping that it's going to wash away the swords.
I'm gonna guess it doesn't.
It doesn't, no. And he just starts crying again and falls over. And then while he's on the ground, he pretty much takes out a smaller bottle and takes out the cork and just starts dumping it pretty much in his mouth, but effectively just on his face.
I'm gonna take that away from him.
It's better this way.
We have questions, and I don't have time for him to get fucking pissed drunk.
I'll hold that though.
You mean keep it and drink it?
I'm gonna drink it right now.
Good lord.
I'm surrounded by dwarves. God damn.
He just looks at you trying to drink the bottle and reaches out for it. Why do you take what protection I have left?
And I just smack his hand. I'm like, no, that's not for you. You don't need that. You're better than that.
Yep. And you see him just bury his face into Ebon Anvil's shin. It's just him just going.
I lean in real close to him, and I just so only he can hear me, and I just go, Roderick was murdered, and we need your help to figure out who did it.
I know he was murdered. It was my fault. I did this. I couldn't protect him.
That right there is a confession. No, I'm just kidding. That's not.
You can tell. You can tell he has a very clear case of that almost survivor's guilt type thing. Why wasn't it me?
Yeah.
As you see, he's an older person. You can kind of tell the way they said how he's kind of a family friend. It's more of a uncle-nephew situation.
Right,
If that makes
you.
sense. Gotcha. He's just covered in vomit and just smells like he may have shit himself. It's not good.
Hey, Omas, is it? Listen.
Almost.
So we're trying to.
His name's not Omast, it's Roderick.
No, Omast is your name, sir. What I'm trying to get at is, we're trying to figure out exactly who could be involved in this whole situation, and we think that you may have some information that may be of help. For starters, do you know how he was found? Like, do you know anything of how he was murdered or anything of the sort?
He kind of just like breaks down crying again, and after like 30 seconds or so, he kind of like pulls himself together. Of course, I know what happened. I was the one who found him.
What were you guys working on before this happened?
We weren't working on anything. If you
What
ask me, he was probably betrayed by those stupid half-orcs like Katrezra.
What the hell is Katrina?
Careza. It's Katreza.
I feel like you're just saying names now because you're mad.
No. That's who he was spending all that time with at the sanctuary. I told him stay away from him. Half-orcs. Orcs, you can't trust them.
Well, I agree with you there.
That
So,
old.
Omast, what do you think? What do you make of the whole Hope Knight situation?
What do you mean the Hope Knife situation?
Well, they say that he was either murdered or he committed suicide with a Hope Knife. So we wanted to know, what do you think about it?
Well, of course he wouldn't commit suicide. Somebody clearly murdered him. Roderick wouldn't do that. He had everything going for him.
Why would they take his hope knife?
Why would who take his Hope Knife?
Whoever killed
Just show
him.
him the goddamn fucking Hope Knife, because this guy, it's
Like, I show him the one that was found with the body,
yeah.
and I'm like, this is not.
So when you first hold it up to him, he like takes it in both hands and he just goes, "Ah!" and he goes like falls back down to the ground, grabbing onto like Eben Anvil's shin again. After like a minute or two, you're able to kind of pick him up and like calm him down, but then he kind of actually looks at it and you see him like kind of get with it just a little bit. And he goes, wait. Look at this blade. This blade isn't up to Sarah's normal craftsmanship if you look at it.
Oh?
That's why we were asking you.
Yeah, you can see it here. She's usually much higher quality, and this doesn't have anything on it. He kind of points out that it doesn't really have a full engraving on it, which like he seems like that wouldn't be a thing that Sarah would do.
Maybe she could tell us who would have made this then if it wasn't her.
I would suggest that you go talk to her at her smithy if you get a chance. That she may be able to shed some light on this. But that doesn't look right.
No, it doesn't.
And you see him just fighting, horrifically fighting the urge to throw up again. It's clear. It's clear to everybody. He's doing good, though.
I'm gonna get away from him so that if it does happen, it happens on Orange John again and not on me.
Yeah. But, he definitely mentioned a half-orc, Katreza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Katreza.
You have to ask around who that is.
But it's actually...
Well, he said
what
sanctuary, right?
Yeah, what he actually means, I'll just tell you the name now so you guys know. It's actually Katrezra. It is Katrezra. So, as you can tell, you know, he's not very... Omast is not very down with the half-orcs.
Yeah, didn't sound like it.
And he said we can find this person at Sanctuary?
At Trinal Sanctuary.
Where's that?
Hell.
Your mom's house.
Yep. She's a lovely lady. I'm gonna look for it right now. Sanctuary is the white building we talked about earlier.
Sanctuary.
Yep.
What is that? A temple?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Used to
Temple of
be.
Armide.
Human gods.
Armide is badass.
Human.
All right, so which lead do we hunt down first? Also, it's 11 o'clock. just
Yeah.
FYI.
Yeah, we're about to finish soon. So you guys hear him going on about the white swords. I'm gonna continue. And I'm gonna get rid of all of them, all over this town. You're gonna see. You're gonna see.
Do white swords mean anything to me?
No, they don't, but it has that kind of white paint dye that you guys have seen before. And the graffiti
That we were trying
takes
to draw-
the
we were trying-
yeah, it takes the form of white like crosses or swords. And no one's really been able to really clean or remove them too much, but he just kind of mentioned that he's going to clean them up all over the place, like all over the town.
I'm gonna clean this up all over the place.
Well, no, he's saying he's going to clean up all the ones all over the town.
How many are there?
You know, I don't really know. I just know that there's more than a lot. There's a lot.
There's more than a lot. Okay.
Is there
Ah.
any particular area where they seem to be concentrated, or where they seem to not be?
Not that I've really found. They've been everywhere from these walls right here, all the way to just random alleyways. But we don't really know who's doing them. But I could tell you. I could tell you who's probably doing it.
Half orc?
It's a Tracer.
See? He knows! Half-orcs.
It's probably not half orcs. I just want you to know that,
Why not?
because
Why not?
the half orcs are just trying to get along and live here. They don't want to stir shit up.
That's what they want you to think. But Roderick knows. And I'm gonna save him.
Roderick knew.
I'm gonna save his spirit. And you see him going back, trying to pretty much walk his way back towards the gate of the inner towers.
Stay off the bottle.
Yeah.
Just remember that you're not honoring his memory by disrespecting half orcs. He was engaged to one.
He seems to like discount that you just said that.
That's good.
But the thing is, he definitely heard you though.
Yeah.
But you can tell from him in his drunken stupor, he did not know that.
It's okay.
Oh.
He needs that
So-
in his life.
Out of character, I guess. Does he know that Sarah is like a half orc?
Mm-hmm.
He just picks and chooses the ones he likes.
It's the only half-orc in the entire town that he respects, begrudgingly. Because her craftsmanship is better than anybody's craftsmanship in the entire town.
Eat that brick.
Yo,
Damn.
Oh yeah, no. That includes Brick by a lot.
Damn.
Yeah, she's really good.
I do other shit too. Shut up.
He's good at other stuff, though.
You guys, I'm assuming, are gonna head back to the house for now. It's getting later into the night.
Yes.
Yeah, I need sleepies so that I can get some
Your spells.
because I used the 2 that I had.
All right. We will end it here for tonight. You guys have kind of hints going forth that you could visit the sanctuary. These weird swords are painted in graffiti all over the place. That hope knife that apparently Roderick murdered himself or killed himself with is not his, apparently, or Brynja's, effectively. And now you've been attacked by diseased wolf creatures.
Nice.
Yep.
That's a lot of directions we got to go in.
Yeah.
We should figure out which one we want to head in.
Well, yeah, you guys can check out the
before
sanctuary.
The next time we,
Yeah, you guys
play.
can check out the sanctuary, and you can also check out Sarah Morninghawk's smithy, which I will have both fully prepared anyway, so it doesn't matter where you go. You know, I'll have a few other things written up, and we'll see where it goes.